is classification based on development of a resource. See, on the basis of development, the resources are classified into potential and actual resources. Now just try to understand what is the potential resource. What is potential resources? The resources which are in the country. That means the resources which are available in the country but are not fully tapped. Means the resources which are found in a country but have not been utilized. We are not utilizing it, but we know these resources are available in a country. The resources which are available in a country but have not been utilized, they are called potential resource. It means these resources have potentiality to serve our need, but it has not been developed properly. Like, for example, petroleum can be found in old sedimentary rock of Himalayas. Hydroelectricity can be generated by the force of falling water. You know, we have many rivers in the Himalayan region which are falling from the height. So there the hydroelectricity can be generated from this river, the force of the falling water. So the potential resource, what it need? It need detailed survey to estimating their quality and quantity. So the potential resources are also not surveyed. Like here you can see in the Arctic seabed, it is assumed that in the Arctic seabed may hold as 25% of the world undiscovered oil and natural gas. And by one estimation, 400 billion barrel of oil might be beneath the Arctic seabed. But the world is not utilizing this resource. These resources are not developed. These are available but not developed, not surveyed. And in our country also, the western part of India, just like Rajasthan and Gujarat, there is enormous potential for the development of wind and solar energy. Wind and solar energy can be developed where in Rajasthan and Gujarat, but it is not developed properly. So just see here, what is the potential resource? The resources which are available in a country but not fully utilized. These resources are not surveyed. Example, petroleum can be found in old sedimentary rock of Himalayas. Hydroelectricity can be generated by falling water. The next one is actual resource. The actual resources are actually developed resource. The resources which have been thoroughly surveyed. These resources are surveyed and their quantity and quantity are determined. Their quality and quantity are determined. The resources which are surveyed means we know what quality and quantity of the resources are available in our country. Now exploration, development and utilization of the resource depend upon our technology and capital. So actual resources, what are actual resources? The resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for their utilization. And the development of these resources, the actual resources, depends upon the available technology. So actual resources are developed resources. Now children, your homework is to learn the definition as well as example of each and every type of resources. Today we will revise chapter 1, resources, utilization and development, for the coming periodic test. So today we will revise the classification of resources. Now see the chart in your book, page number 2. On the basis of classification of the resources, how can we classify resources? So the resources are classified into 4 bases. One is on the basis of renewability, another on the basis of origin, then on the basis of occurrence, then on the basis of development. So see, on the basis of renewability, the resources are classified into renewable and non-renewable resources. On the basis of origin, it is classified as biotic and abiotic resources. On the basis of occurrence, it is classified as natural and man-made resource. On the basis of development, it is classified as potential and actual resource. So first we learn about the classification of resources based on renewability. See, on the basis of renewability, the resources are classified into renewable and non-renewable resources. So what are the renewable resources? The renewable resources are also known as inexhaustible resources. They are also known as inexhaustible. They are not endable. These resources can be renewed either naturally or by human efforts. The renewable resources can be renewed either naturally or by human effort. So these resources can be renewed, can be reproduced by naturally or by human effort. Just like solar energy, wind energy, water, forest, wildlife, they are known as renewable resources. Some of the renewable resources are always available and they does not get exhausted by human activity. Just like solar energy, wind energy. Solar energy, wind energy. So solar and wind energy, these are continuous source of energy. So the solar and wind energy, they are continuous. They are continuously available to us and they do not get exhausted by human activity. So solar and wind energy are known as continuous or flow renewable resource. While the forest, wildlife, they are also renewable resources, but they are categorized as biological resources and they are also renewable resources. So in the higher class we will again classify the renewable resources into two categories. One is continuous and another is biological. So solar energy and wind energy are continuous, where forest and wildlife are the biological source of energy. So here you keep in mind the renewable resources are also known as inexhaustible resources and they can be renewed naturally or by human effort. And for example, solar energy, air and water. The next one is non-renewable resources. The non-renewable resources are the resources which takes millions of years to form or renew. The non-renewable resources, they are also known as exhaustible. They will come to an end. So these resources takes millions of years in their formation and they occur over a very long geological time. Mineral, fossil fuels are example of such type of resources. Metals are also non-renewable resources, but the metals are recyclable. But the fossil fuel cannot be recycled and they get fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas. They cannot be recycled and they get exhausted with their use. Now let's see again. The non-renewable resources, they are also known as exhaustible resources because they get exhausted with their use. And the non-renewable resources takes millions of years for their formation. These resources takes millions of years in their formation. Example, fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas. And the mineral ores like gold and silver, they are recyclable. The minerals are recyclable. The metals can be used again and again by processing. So metals are recyclable. Metals are non-renewable resource, but they are recyclable. Now see children, these resources are limited. The coal, petroleum, natural gas and the non-renewable resources, they are on limited amount on the earth surface, and complete utilization of these resources will result in their exhaustion. They will end. So we must have to use these resources very carefully. As children, we have shared our resources. The past generation has shared the resources with us. So we have to share, we have to keep the resources, we have to preserve the resources for the future also. We have shared our resources with the past generation, and we will have to do so with the future generation also. So we have to conserve the resource. Now next one is the classification based on origin. So on the basis of origin, the resources are classified as biotic and abiotic. See, the resources which are obtained from biosphere and have life are biotic resource. Example, birds, human being, flora, fauna, fishery, livestock. These are the example of biotic resources, and they have capacity to reproduce and regenerate, and all biotic resources are renewable, but some of them take a long period of time to be renewed, like forest. So biotic resources are renewable. So see again, the resources which can be obtained from biosphere and have life. So all the living beings are the biotic resources. Example, bird, animal, fish, forest. And all the biotic resources are renewable. The next one is abiotic resources. All the non-living resources are abiotic. So all those things which are composed of non-living things are abiotic, like land, rock, metals, minerals. These are the abiotic resources. Next, classification of resources based on occurrence. See, on the basis of occurrence, the resources are classified as natural and man-made. The resources which are available from the nature, these are already exist in the nature in the form of water, mineral and forest, and used by human being to satisfy the need. So these resources are called natural resources. These resources are naturally occurring on the environment. We have not made it. It is naturally available in the environment. So the resources which are naturally available in the nature, like for example water, mineral, forest, these are the natural resources. So many natural resources like water is essential for the survival of human being, and other base for the development of a country, like mineral form base for the development of a country. So natural resources are the resources which are naturally occur in the environment, like water, mineral, forest. The next one is man-made resources. So the resources which are created by human being to satisfy their need. So the resources which are made by human being to satisfy their needs, these are known as man-made resources. Example, road, building, machine, these are man-made resources. So they are essential for us, but they are also developed from the natural resources. These resources are important for us, but they develop from the natural resources. Just like for construction of building, what we need? We need minerals. So in this way, the man-made resources are the resources which are created by the human being to satisfy their needs. Example, road, building, machine. So they are very essential for us. The human being have developed this to satisfy their own need. These are very essential for us. But how they will develop? They develop from the natural resources. for the man-made resources also what we need the natural resources. Now children, you see here the resources are the function of human activity. How? Because the human being themselves are the essential component of the resources. Human being itself are the important resources. How? Because they transform the material available in our environment into resource and use them. Like the coal, petroleum, it will be only material until and unless it is used by the human being. The human being interact with the nature through technology, create institution and speed up their economic development. But for that, what we need qualitative human being. So see here, the quality and the quantity of the people determine its human resources. What type of human a country has? This depends upon this fact that the healthy and the well-educated people contribute in their society in the positive way. If the population of the country, if the people of the country are healthy and literate, only then they can contribute in the development of that country. Just try to understand this concept. If the people of the country are healthy and well educated, then only they can contribute in the development of a country. And in the contrary, if the peoples are malnourished and illiterate, if they are unhealthy and illiterate, what will happen? They will not contribute in the development of the country and the society. For example, in the Japan, the people are skilled and technically developed. So the human resources in the Japan are well developed. The people there are skilled and technically developed. So Japan is a developed country. And African nation, in spite of being rich in resources, there are lots of variety of resources in the African nation, but it is still less developed. Why? Because the people in the African nation are unskilled and illiterate. People in the Japan is a developed country. Why? Because the people there are skilled and technically developed. Why technically developed? Because they are literate. So the Japan is developed country because the people there are skilled and technically developed. While in the African nation, what happened? A variety of resources are found in the Africa, but it is less developed. Why? Because the people are unskilled and illiterate. They don't know to optimum utilize the resources available in their country. So African nation are less developed. So children, the development of resource depends upon the quality and quantity of people of a country. Only availability of resource is not enough. The scale of human being is also important. So only the availability of resources are not enough for the development. What we need? We need skilled and well educated people. So quality of quantity of a people determine its human resource. Healthy and educated people contribute in the society in positive way, while unhealthy, illiterate cannot contribute in the positive way.